Okay, Daniel, we're on.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to introduce us, Daniel, like with the music and everything?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to And That's Why We're Not Together, starring David McSavage and Hannah Andrews.
And joining me on drums and bass, Daniel Andrews and Jake French. They are if you don't turn off the music, well, it's too late anyway. They are the future of Ireland.
And this kingdom will be his.
This kingdom will be yours someday. But don't normally, Jake, just let the music run. That's you've got one.
You're fired. You're fired. I love you know.
Who? Trump.
Trump or whoever, just say you fired.
What about Trump thinking he wants to own Greenland? He wants to buy it as if it's some kind of fucking property.
Because it is property. People used to, countries used
What's
to buy.
What's the population of
Greenland? I have no clue.
45,000 people.
Yeah, and
right. And
I think it's
what's the capital of Greenland?
I don't know. You were looking at Greenland yesterday.
Nuuk, N-U-U-K.
Nuuk.
But it's quite interesting.
How big it is? It looks huge on the map.
It's enormous, and it's closer, obviously, to the United States than it is to Denmark. But it is so funny that the Danish, who are the most like unwarlike people, maybe they were more warlike. I can talk like this, by the way, folks, about Denmark and put on a.
Listen, don't explain all the time that you just when you're making a joke, because it kills it.
I lived in Denmark for 6 years with the lady to my left. Anyway, I just think it's amazing that, but possibly, maybe the people in Greenland might want to be part of the United States.
Yeah, I would like to be a part of the United States. When I was growing in Poland,
oh my God,
United States was like a dreamland, like a second Nirvana, the place you wanted to go, the promised land where everything is possible. So,
I might not get there with you.
Yeah, and I remember going to school, and there were always a girl who had a family, an aunt, whoever, living in the States, getting a package. So I was dressed.
So we have to just give context. What year was this? Thank you.
It's a year. Let me count. About 70s.
Oh, Hannah is now realizing that if she tells the actual year, she gives away her age. But I think everyone knows that you're not a spring chicken. You ain't no spring chicken.
And that's why we're not together, because normally you should support me and tell me compliments.
Yeah, well, okay. So, and this was when Poland was communist.
Yeah. So my clothes were I wore a jacket, a coat, which I inherited from my brother. It was too big.
What age were you?
I was about 10 or 11.
So that makes you 73. You look amazing for 73. Go on anyway, sorry.
So I had this coat, and to make a shape out of it, I used to put a belt, but it didn't help a lot. And my backpack was grey as well. Everything was grey.
Yes.
And then
in Elvis, Hannah's town, because I've been there a few times.
But everywhere.
It was grey and brown.
It's grey, every clothes is grey. It's just black, brown, navy. That's it. Even grass is not green. Grass is sort of like mucky green. So
the grass is always grayer on the other side.
Yeah, but it really was grey. So, and this girl comes in to school, and she's like this bright object, like this orb among all of us who are so non-colorful. And she's got this sort of pink backpack. Pink.
So she got it from the United States, and you just thought that's the place of hope and opportunity and so on. I remember growing up in Ireland also in the 70s. I'm 58. And but anyway,
I think it was 80s.
This is in the 70s. So television, it was just shite. RTE, you can imagine RTE. And now we have old folks. But what was there was a fucking TV show. What was it called?
I don't know.
Going Strong. No, come on, people who are old. I don't know what the fuck it was. Just awful. Anyway, but occasionally you'd get TV shows from the United States, and one of the TV shows was called Thrill Seekers. And it was just the most exciting show. You just have these guys in giant cars, or hang gliding or whatever. Just the United States was culturally the most colorful chewing gum place that you wanted to go to. I mean, it was incredible.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that these communist countries lasted for so long, considering that they were so dour, brown, grey. But people are compliant and they're full of fear. And if you can control them, you can control them with the threat of a
but
torture.
finally we overthrown communism.
Yes.
And, the difference. I mean, I lived in that time, and it's almost like when you go to Solidarity Museum where they recreate shops.
What year did Solidarity begin?
But the story of Solidarity became like, the movement against communism started from the very beginning. But Solidarity, it's 81.
Yeah, so that's when Lech Wałęsa came to prominence.
Yeah.
Was it 81? But they
80.
Yeah. 89 was okay.
And 89 it was, the collapse.
There's something about you're quite.
communism.
I mean, and I mean this with love. You can be quite annoying sometimes.
Why?
I don't know, but it just there's something. But you see, maybe you are the way you are because you had to be circumspect and underhanded, and you couldn't openly express stuff. You had to be quite, as if because loose lips sink ships. If you said the wrong thing in public when you were growing up, you could get into trouble because you all had to be part of the Communist Party, didn't you?
No, like children were never members of
Was your dad member of the Communist Party?
My dad was actually a member of Communist Party, and then he used to go to church as well. So he was like he was neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So I really sort of not pity, but I feel sorry for him.
And your mom also is very religious.
She's very religious. She wouldn't be a
Agatha.
Communist Party member. So he would not benefit from being a member of the Communist Party. So he would never become he was always a deputy of a school.
Yeah.
He wouldn't never run it because he was going to church.
More fascinating revelations about Hannah's father, the Communist Party, and the Catholic Church next week. I met up with Johnny. Sorry, that was quite rude. Wait, I forgive myself. Let's move on. I met Johnny.
That's why we're not together.
So the thing is, I met up with Johnny O'Reilly. He's a sort of, how would you call him? A freelance journalist. He's also making a documentary about the Ukraine-Russian war. But anyway, we were sitting outside some place. What's it called? I can't remember. It's beside, what's the name of the fucking place? It's beside this place called Guillotin. It's on Fade Street. Fade Street Social. Anyway, we were sitting there, and then there was these three, I think they were speaking Russian, these three, and Johnny speaks Russian. But my God, these three Russian women, stunningly attractive. Holy mama.
David, I mean, how did you get from meeting Johnny O'Reilly?
Oh yeah, and he
talking
started
about a serious subject.
He started to speaking to them in Russian. He started speaking to them.
Were they like ladies of leisure and?
Hannah, I can't believe you're getting jealous. There are other women in the world other than you.
I'm not jealous.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But there was one girl in particular. You know what I mean? You look at her, and it's like looking at a stealth bomber. She's so attractive, like radar can't even. But you're just like you don't know where to look. You've never, in other words, living here. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but Irish people are ugly, and it's very rare to see a woman that good looking. And I was just like, as Johnny was talking.
Were you salivating?
Well, I was drooling.
Well, I've seen you behaving, like drooling over your neighbors. So, like, what would you be doing over?
Gonna have to cut that out.
Some strange woman.
Gonna have to cut.
Why?
Because you can't say drooling over your neighbors. I fucking live next door to them. If they see this?
No, nobody listens to it. You're not that famous, David.
I don't drool over. There's one particular neighbour. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Listen, my point.
So you are admitting that you are drooling.
Oh, listen, Hannah, you stop trying to gaslight me.
I'm not gaslighting.
Listen, there was one particular girl sitting and she was just very stunningly attractive. That's it.
Yeah, but what does it mean to you? But
It means
maybe
proof of the existence of God.
Okay, but maybe other people wouldn't find her that stunningly attractive. You know, beauty is a matter of subjectivity. It's very subjective matter. And like, what's your point? And what's your point? I mean, like, we don't see the woman. You didn't even describe her. You just said that she was.
Hannah, I had the same
attractive.
reaction to you 30 years ago.
What? Never.
Anyway, and that's the sad, pathetic thing. Like, I mean, you know, I'm looking at her, but I don't see myself objectively. You know what I mean? But she's not looking. She's looking at me, and she just sees an old fucking car, thinking that it's a Mercedes, and I'm sitting there like I'm an old beat up fucking Ford from 1980. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this Porsche. And the Porsche is looking back at me, mate. What are you even? You could, you know, go away. Take your jalopy out of here. Okay, Hannah, you're just like a fucking the worst audience I've ever performed.
Hey,
to.
listen, I just want to know, what did he talk about?
I don't know, because they were speaking Russian, Hannah.
Oh, didn't he tell you afterwards?
I don't know, because I had to get my hair cut. I had to leave.
Oh.
All I was trying to say
you
is,
left-
aesthetically, as a human
you
being,
left
I
Johnny.
appreciated the fuck out of how stunningly symmetrical and beautiful the skin,
Okay.
everything, her eyes,
you
her
left
nose,
Johnny
mouth. She looked like a sexual goddess sent by Jesus
How do
Christ
you know
to show
sexually?
me
How do you know what kind of
I
how
cannot
sexually
access because
awakened
I'm
she is?
old.
How do
And
you know
it was
how
a little bit torturous, in the same way you'd look at an amazing building and you think, oh, that is a lovely building. And yeah, but you can't go inside because you can't own it, because you haven't taken the steps to create enough wealth to, you know, buy that building. And I, unfortunately, my age and how I look makes it impossible for me to be with a woman like that. Oh. Anyway, you happy now?
So you left Johnny talking to those three girls and you went off, yeah?
Yeah.
And Johnny, you know, like, that's what his strong point is.
What?
Shutting up women.
No, it's fucking not.
It is.
Me arse it is. I'm much better at chatting up women.
Okay.
Okay, let's say you're a woman and I just, oh, hi, how you doing?
Hello?
Are you from Russia?
Yes.
Hmm.
Немножко.
Yeah. Okay, see ya. Okay, look, let's move on. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, well, okay, what were we talking about?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know. You were talking about getting haircut, speaking to Russian women. Who
Oh yeah,
are
and also
so
we were
beautiful.
talking about the fact that we need to, you know, prepare, and structure. So what have you prepared for this podcast?
I don't know. Oh, I prepared. I'm just gonna share old old news. I just like, you scroll internet, and then there's a doctor disclosing that that there was a program in the United States called Blue Cross Blue Shield, who gave incentive to doctors if they give 6,000 vaccines, they would earn $1.5 million.
Right. And?
No, it's just like incredible. That's incentive. So that motivates doctors to vaccinate people, you know.
Yeah.
And not really inform, anybody about real danger.
6,000, that's a lot of people to vaccinate, isn't it?
Yeah, but then you get 6,000.
How many people can you vaccinate a day?
Maybe 100, 150.
So what's 100 times? What's 100
60
into?
days? No, 6,000 people. 100 a day, so 600 days.
660 days, you mean?
600 days, I think.
600 days? Oh yeah, 6,000.
Yeah.
What's 100 into 6,000?
6,000.
It's 60, isn't it?
Yeah, divided by 100. Yeah, so 60.
60 days. Right.
So, like, ka-ching.
Yeah. That's one hell of a... So you're saying it's a good profession to go into?
Well, that was an amazing incentive to make doctors to be motivated.
They get $1.5 million to give 6,000 vaccines.
Yeah,
that's a lot of... That's a great profession.
Yeah, no, that's...
So what's your point?
David, are you...
It's like, I mean, I can talk to...
Daniel, do you understand what I'm saying?
Daniel, you go on. What is the point?
Well, I mean, she just said it. I mean, like, yeah, but there's
no other vaccine which would have that incentive. So they don't have that incentive.
Which vaccine are you talking about?
Obviously, day one.
Which one? There are loads of ones.
COVID.
Moderna?
Pfizer, Moderna, whatever. Pfizer probably most of the time.
What was the other one? Moderna, Pfizer?
It doesn't matter, but it's a COVID vaccine.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, they never had that incentive towards any other vaccine. So, you know, like, you don't see anything wrong with this.
I don't know what your point is, though.
Well, they shouldn't be getting so much money for vaccinating 6,000 people.
Well, obviously, the pharmacological companies really want to sell those vaccines.
Okay.
1.5 million, it seems like way a lot of money.
Okay.
You know the way, you know, like in the Joe Rogan show. Yeah, 1.5 million, and they're doing this, and they're doing that, and da-da-da-da. And it's like, I don't know. I just don't understand it at all, the whole thing.
You don't understand?
No, because the way you... Well, it's just... I guess it's... My issue is with statistics. So we're saying that a company... Oh God.
What was statistic? If you vaccinated... They tell a doctor, if you vaccinate 6,000 people, we give you $1.5 million. So they keep on... You know? And they find a way to do it. Help make
Daniel.
people.
Daniel, talk about something about this. Will you talk to Hannah about it? What do you think about it?
Well, how about the we didn't talk about the LA fires.
Oh yeah.
You know, and apparently there's been some reports suggesting that there was some equipment used to start it.
Yeah, it's official. I've heard it on the news that they saying that it was men's, human. It started the fires.
But what I don't understand,
and some conspiratists would suggest it's a terrorist attack. In fact,
what I don't understand is, you're building wooden houses in a place where there are brush fires that happen quite regularly. With the Santa Ana winds that can blow. I don't know how fast they can blow, Hannah. I'm not a meteorologist, but I'm just saying.
Didn't you check? Can I check on ChatGPT?
Oh no, you can't.
Why not?
Because they're very fast winds.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, Daniel, Jake, just listen. So you have these vast tracts of land where brush fires, and it gets really dry, and just this big, huge areas, and then the fire gets basically carried on the wind and just blows down into these wooden houses. Daniel, yeah.
Yeah.
So if I'm a property developer and I'm trying to sell, we've got wooden houses, would the people not buying them say, do you think that's not a good idea? Shouldn't we build them out of stone or brick? Oh God, Hannah.
Yeah.
Now's not the time to be doing your research.
David, why can't you talk? Do you really have to look at me?
Daniel?
Yeah.
What do you have to say about these fires?
Well, I think there's been some casualties as well, has there? Or
24
Yeah,
people?
24 people. The winds seem to, as you said.
Well, you know, like when blacksmiths, when they're wanting to increase the heat of the fire, they have bellows. And so wind, like the more oxygen the fire gets, the stronger and bigger the fire gets.
Yeah.
So then you have these winds that are blowing 40 to 70 miles an hour. I don't know how far, but incredibly dry, no moisture in the winds. And it just carries basically fire in the wind. So you have a firestorm. Mm. And these embers just get thrown up into little nooks and crannies in the houses. And the fire, and plus the wind, these little embers just burn these houses super quickly.
Can I
But I
say
don't
extreme wind events in areas like California, Santa Ana, and Diablo, winds can exceed 60, 80 meter per hour.
Miles per hour. Can you
driving catastrophic wildfires.
Can you find out about why do they build with wood in these areas?
It could possibly be the temperature of.
But also because it's earthquakes, so that's why I wouldn't, not concrete, because you have to marriage too. Because there's a lot of earthquakes as well. So they prepare for earthquakes.
Are you sure about that? Do your Google research. Anyway, also Jake was telling me Tyson Fury has retired.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, did you hear about that, Daniel?
No, I didn't hear about that.
When did he make that pronouncement?
It was yesterday, 2 days ago.
Oh, really?
I think it was interesting as well. He said at least Dick Turpin wore a mask at the end of his video. You know, I think he's trying to say that maybe people are trying to cut him out of his money.
Oh,
so I think he's trying. I think he's trying to maybe look for attention on it and come back.
Do you mean that the purse that was supposed to be given to him after he fought Alexander Usyk was not the money that he was paid or something, or that he was? Sorry, what was he saying? That the people have taken or have ripped him off?
Yeah.
What, just recently, or?
So that's the speculation. Is it about the most recent purse, or is it?
Oh, okay.
Because I know he was being eyed up to fight Anthony Joshua also.
Oh yeah.
So
he's God. Yeah.
It's all very.
Because the amount of money that is generated by these fights, I'd say it's really incredible. But yeah, it's funny as well. Like I don't know how much people pay for pay-per-view. Is that how they make the money? I think, isn't it? How many? I don't know the figures, but everybody wants a cut or whatever. Anyway, yeah. If he did fight Anthony Joshua, I think it would have huge. They both make a huge amount of money, and I think it'd be an interesting time. This would be the right time, I think, for Anthony Joshua to fight Tyson Fury, because he's definitely not the Tyson Fury of.
Yeah,
5, 6 years ago. Would you say that's?
He's definitely not what he used to be. You know?
And I wonder, is that because of it's to do with age, and maybe he doesn't have he's not motivated, he's not as hungry to win as he was when he fought Klitschko, for instance.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not motivation, but he's physically not able anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like body, can only withstand so much and for so long.
It's funny, you think of fitness, right? And you think of exercise, and it's really tough, right? But combine exercise with also being hit at the same time. It's the level of fitness you have to be a professional fighter. It's something else.
Yeah, I don't think I would like contact sports like that. Like judo. It's just. You don't hit. It's not like a contact, isn't it?
Judo?
Yeah.
All those martial arts
yeah,
are
but like
contact.
There's some martial arts
you mean
they're hitting and...
Oh, yeah, where you can get concussion and all that. Yeah. It is funny when you think about it. God, that's really hurting my throat. You think about a motorbike crash. And if you knew a motorbike crash was going to happen, I mean... you wouldn't be celebrating the idea that somebody's going to definitely get concussion. But in a way, we're watching people getting concussed, which has long-term damage and effect to people's health. But on the other hand, there's something so, exciting about two people who are willing to fight each other and who are not angry with each other. They haven't lost their temper. They're so well trained.
They're like modern gladiators.
And it's so beautiful at the end of a really good fight. Like they fighters, they always kind of have this immense respect for each other. It floods over them at the end of the fight, and they hug each other, and which is it seems quite counter
Intuitive?
counterintuitive. You know, you've just been fighting with somebody, and then immediately when the bell rings in the final round,
Yeah.
they hug each other.
Yeah, because maybe they have a respect for
Yeah.
another person, training abilities, fitness, mental clarity. Because I think you have to be really focused.
Oh, so you're saying, Jake, that possibly he's retiring as a ploy to negotiate a bigger fee.
Yeah, that's what my logic might have been. Yeah.
And then, so in the latest thing that he said, he was accusing people of robbing him. And normally, if somebody robs you, they wear a fucking mask. But these people are doing it kind of out in the open.
And it's his second time retiring now. So I mean, it's like.
But it's funny. That's why we need managers and agents and people to protect us from, you know, these venues and places that want to just get as much money out of.
Mind you, managers are also using, you just have to get a good manager.
Yeah.
What about, Elvis Presley and his manager?
What was Elvis Presley's manager called?
I don't know, but remember that movie that he completely...
Do you know Elvis's manager, Daniel, Jake? It was, for God's sake, Elvis's manager was...
Tom Hanks played him.
No, Tom Hanks, no, it was...
no, but like he played his character.
Oh, Colonel Tom Parker.
Yeah.
Colonel Tom Parker. It's amazing. There was a beautiful scene in Elvis, that film. I don't know the film, but there was just some...
Oh, it's good film.
There was some great moments. And one of the particular moments was in the 50s when Elvis came onto the scene. I don't know if young women were being... Well, definitely young women weren't being catered to in the way they are now. Like, so, women's sexuality was suppressed.
And they were proper.
And women were as sexual then as they are now, but it was much more suppressed, and it wasn't as... Is the right word accepted, celebrated? I don't know. But there was that scene in the film where Elvis, just... I can't remember the song. He was, "Oh, you ain't nothing but a hammer. You ain't nothing but..." And he had this combination of this beautiful voice, looks amazing, moves amazing, young dude, and these women who had been sort of lying dormant, like sort of volcanoes, and so this repressed reaction, like where they had no control.
But also his hips.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the women. If you look at it, and there was one woman. So Colonel Tom Parker is looking at the girls, and I think up until that point he ran circus acts and sideshows, and so he had this kind of way of looking, and you think, this is the best fucking circus. This is the best sideshow ever. So he's looking at how the women were reacting, but it was done so well in the film. I mean, they cast it and it was acted brilliantly. There was one girl looking at Elvis, kind of like, what's happening to me? She didn't. Yes. She was feeling things that she'd never felt before. And then, but there was this great reaction that they had in the film where a woman it's basically like she's just been bitten by a vampire and she's just turning into something other. She's like, it was just brilliant. This raw, powerful female sexuality just erupting from her face. It was fucking brilliant. Does anybody know the scene I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know. I remember.
Yeah, I remember.
What did you think of it, Daniel?
I thought it was good. I mean, I sometimes it was like slightly predictable in some sense.
Yes.
Because his story.
You mean? Do you mean the film itself?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The story, so where it's gonna go, like, and the songs they're gonna play, but it was flashy. It was kind of nice.
But I mean, what an
made.
impact that dude had though at that time. But of course, but his music came completely from black music, black artists, and those guys were, to me, much better than Elvis. But because they were black and the times it was in, they couldn't accept, like, somebody like Little Richard, or I'm just trying to think of all these great rhythm and blues black artists back, like Ray Charles. I'm afraid now to fucking say anything because I'm...
What? Like, but Elvis Presley is a different musician. Like,
yeah, but what? He's
he's not black.
I know,
but he's amazing, you know.
Yeah,
It's
well,
not just
I know, but
being black. I just think looking at this as a color.
No, it definitely is, because he made it acceptable, that music, that style of music acceptable. Those songs were sung by black artists before Elvis was around. But then because he's white and he sings it,
but he
then
makes them his, you know.
Yeah, but why couldn't you use a black? Because it was fucking hugely racist society. That's all I'm trying to say.
But there's
a whiteness.
Natural, a transition in music evolving.
Yeah, early Elvis was great. I'm just saying, but 50s Elvis was great. But beyond that, I'm not interested in Elvis. I wasn't ever big fan of Elvis.
You know what? Later it happened to him. He was just. You know, he was made to perform in Vegas, and
well, you know, people aren't made.
Travel.
Yeah.
He was actually dragged. He was actually given medication, even though they knew they were made him sick. They were made him not able to function, but because they want him. You know, there were so many people relying for his performance. You know, relying on his performance in making money. So they were giving him drugs so he would get up and make a performance. You know, the same happened to Whitney Houston, you know. Even though everybody knew that she was addicted, they were all supporting, the whole family was supporting her addiction because she was performing and making money.
Look,
that's a tragedy.
Yes, people do get themselves into terrible situations.
Why do you get distracted? Who sent a Russian?
Yes, people do get into terrible situations. But I'm just saying, my heart goes out to musicians of that time who got no recognition simply because of the color of their skin. That's a fact. But I know maybe as a white person, am I allowed comment on these things? I don't know. But when I heard, when I was 17...
Why don't you send a letter to fact checkers?
When I was 17 and 18, 19, when I first heard rhythm and blues, I was fucking blown away. Like, I'm just trying to think, Howlin' Wolf, you know, who's that guy? Boom, 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 boom. What's his name, Daniel? Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember now.
Cool. John Lee Hooker.
All right.
You know, and who else?
Little Richard.
Little Richard.
Cool in the Gang.
And the Rolling Stones obviously borrowed all that. Anyway, okay, moving.
But like, you know, like everything it's borrowing from it. You know, like there's never like pure music. You know, there's always influences. You know, and interweaving into each other and inspiring each other. You know. Sometimes, unless it's definitely borrow one song, you know, like if you can proven that.
But I'd say Ray Charles to me is so much fucking more musical and more exciting to listen to and stands the test of time. Oh, I mean, okay, I'd say Ray Charles at the time, he'd look at Elvis and he'd go, "Fuck that! How is that fuck getting all this fucking attention?" I mean, listen to what I'm doing. But, you know, anyway, I identify with Ray Charles. Because if I was Ray, you know, whatever, what was the big Ray Charles name?
How good was Elvis? What Elvis did, he caused a lot of the populace, if you want, and usually when people say populace, they usually mean white people. To start listening to a lot of music that normally they wouldn't have been listening to. But to say that Elvis was so great and so outstanding, like they say, he's the king. I got in trouble because one guy asked me this question, and I said the king of what, and he got mad at me. You see, I don't think of Elvis like that because I know too many artists that are far greater than Elvis. I think Elvis person came along at the right time, where he was a white kid that could do rock and roll or rhythm and blues or whatever name you want to call it, and the girls could swoon over him. Nat Cole got in trouble in Alabama when the women swooned over him, got put out of town. And black people have been going out shaking their behind for centuries. What the hell's unusual about that shaking their hips and stuff? And that's all Elvis was doing, was copying that. And he was doing Our kind of music. He was doing the Willie Mae Thornton, Jailhouse Rock. That's black music. So what the hell am I supposed to get so excited about, man? But I think all this stuff about saying he's the king and he's the... it's a piece of bunk. Sorry.
Hit the road, Jack.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't you? And, you know, meanwhile, Elvis is getting all this fucking attention, all this, that, and the other. I'm jealous.
Ray Charles,
Blind, yeah.
yeah, so you couldn't see.
Good. Anyway, Daniel, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, how girls were reacting to Elvis. What do you look for? What do you look for in a woman?
What?
What do you look? What do you like?
Why are you asking me?
Because I'm asking you, you bastard.
Maybe he likes men.
No.
I love the way you said no. It was no in a kind of definitely I do.
Short and like no. Hey, listen. Do you want to know why do they build wooden?
Yeah, just hold it for a second.
structures?
I want to ask Daniel. Daniel,
I
what
wanted
type
to
of?
rescue
I want
him.
to take. I'll tell you what type of women. Like what type.
You're looking for?
I like a French woman.
French woman.
Bonjour,
All
bonjour,
hairy.
David. No, I would no.
They are very famous
Well-
for having hairy underarms.
I remember I was about 13, 1979 in Connemara, and I was going to a Irish college, the Gaeltacht they call it. So you'd have to speak in Irish. If you spoke English, they'd kick you out of the little college. I was there for a month, 13, and you know, you most kids there, it'd be the first time you'd ever kiss a girl, all that kind of stuff. Very, very.
Did you kiss a girl?
Very exciting, very and 13. But there was these German tourists, this German woman, and they stopped outside our college. They were tourists. I don't know how old she was, in her 20s or something. But she got off her bike and she had this big thwack of hair just poking out from her shorts. And I'm just like that going. 13, Jesus, yeah. But it's funny, like that was much more acceptable back in the 70s. Women were, hairy, because women are hairy. Hello, good evening.
Some
women have, as Pat Kenny would say, hairy minges.
Ew.
But anyway, so I like a French woman, knee-length skirt,
Okay, go on, like a knee-length skirt.
Knee-length skirt, and maybe she works
Flowing
as a
or like-
librarian.
Oh yes, she's got glasses. She's
And
very plain.
her name is what's her name? What's the French name?
Sophie.
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 Sophia.
Or
Sophie, and she's and she's she smokes jetin, and she's just
Or
sitting
gauloise.
she's sitting outside a restaurant, and
you
she's
speak French.
yeah,
Oh la la, David.
and she's black.
All of a sudden, she's black.
Yeah, what's your problem, Hannah? Get over yourself. Okay, so what are you into, Daniel?
I don't know.
Daniel, I'm your father. I need to fucking know this.
Maybe tennis players. I like their outfits.
Serena.
No, he's Roger Federer.
Oh yeah, of course. Ha ha ha.
Sorry, Daniel.
Oh my God.
No, I know. I love that. I love that.
Was below the
I know, but I
belt.
love that.
So
Like
cheap.
we're asking our son, to open up a little bit, and then he does.
We,
and
you.
me, and then no, yes, I love athletic. It's incredible. They're athletic women.
Oh my God, the women in athletics.
Yeah.
They are just like goddesses, and the way they dress.
Oh, there's one girl, sweet mother divine Jesus. I think she's a fucking a long jumper. Hello, good evening, good night. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Very good.
And you start singing.
Jake likes big women. I've seen him. He likes big women that are taller than him. His last girlfriend was a basketball player.
I think she was very fit.
Yeah, she was very fit, yeah. No, because Jake was talking to me before the podcast that he was seeing this girl. Where?
This was down in Galway.
Down in Galway. And I think Jake was saying that he introduced his then girlfriend to his grandfather, my father.
Yeah.
And then subsequently they broke up, which is a very normal thing for a man and woman to do in this society. Nothing strange, weird about it. And then Jake met Grandad subsequently to the breakup. And then what did Grandad say to you?
He mentioned something about a little blonde woman on the side.
On the side.
Are you still seeing that lovely little blonde woman?
On the side.
Yeah. But it's funny, it doesn't matter. Like Dad is, how old is Dad now?
89.
He's nearly 90. It doesn't matter how old you are. You do appreciate, I mean, on both sides of the spectrum, I'm sure women appreciate young men.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yes. Not necessarily young, like fit, well built, well spoken, for all sorts of reasons.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What were you going to talk about? Why? Okay, so Hannah is now going to address the question, because a few people have written in, and maybe, is it a stupid question? Let me just set this up, and it is a good question. If you're building houses in a place where there are seasonal wildfires combined with really strong winds, for what reason would you build in wooden houses?
So it's just cost and availability.
Yeah.
So it's abandoned wood supply.
What?
Abandoned wood supply.
You sound like you said abandoned wood supply. I'm trying to help you, Hannah.
Okay, say it properly.
Abundant.
Abandoned. Yeah.
You said abandoned.
Okay, David. Okay.
Yeah, you better go.
Just like...
That's what Hannah does when you... I better go. Okay, abandoned wood supply.
Yes.
Or abundant.
Abundant.
A what?
Okay, David.
Come on. Hannah, this probably could be good, this confrontation.
It's just like, stop clipping my wings.
Abundant. Like a bun. Like you'd have a bun with a cream bun.
Actually. Do you want to answer, Jack?
Yeah. Okay, good idea. Can you hear me okay, Jack?
Yeah.
Jake is here as well, by the way.
Oh, hey, Jake.
What's going on?
How are you, mate?
Good. How's Amsterdam?
Very good, yeah. Don't get too comfortable in that seat.
By the way, we were talking about joining a gym a few days ago. Is there a gym near you? I want you to join a gym, son. I want you to be...
A Greek god.
Did you see any gyms near where you live?
Yes, yeah.
And how much are they a month?
Are you gonna... Okay.
Yes,
I don't know. Who
It's sort of a boring subject.
No, it's not. This is men talk about gyms and exercise, because I'm doing my exercise 3 times a week.
What do you do in your leisure time? You watch videos about gym equipment.
Yeah, I like gym equipment. Men like equipment. It's a feature of masculinity. We're attracted to.
If you did a marathon, David, I mean, Jesus, you would talk about it like every minute of the day.
You see, Jack senses vulnerability and attacks me. See the way he turns? He turns on me. Yeah, no, I probably would. But actually, can I just say it seems quite an unnatural thing to do, to be able to run for 20. What is a marathon?
40?
No, 24 miles, is it?
I'm talking kilometers.
What's the longest, Jake, you've ever ran?
Jeez, I've barely ran for a bus, to be honest.
I don't like running either.
What's the longest you've run, Jack? Have you ever run a marathon?
I've
run a marathon.
No.
What?
I've run a marathon.
Have you?
Yeah, 20k in Brussels.
With who?
Well, it was when I was doing that acting tour.
Oh, yeah?
And I didn't sign up for it because I was drinking the night before. And then they said, "Oh, why don't you do it? Like, take my place and do it instead of me." And
you said, "Yeah,
yeah, I'll do it." Yeah, and so I did it without any training or anything. And
but you didn't run the whole way.
I did. Well, I tried to run for the first part and then just sort of jog for the rest of the way.
But did you run and jog all the way?
Well, I tried to.
You finished, yeah?
I finished, yeah.
So you walk, yeah.
How old were you?
I was like 21.
For fucks. Anyway, the point is, there was one time there was a marathon coming through Dublin, right? And the end of the marathon, you see people just in various states of fucking exhaustion. And there's one guy, I met him on the top of Grafton Street, and I looked at him, right? And he was wearing that tin foil around him, and he just looked like, he looked close to death, Hannah. And I said to him, "Have you just run the marathon?" And he went, "Yes." And then he looked at me and he said, from a place of real authenticity, never do this. And I listened to him because I understood he was really he pushed it. But I mean, I guess then you see these professional Kenyan runners, and they seem otherworldly. You know the way that their form and how they run, but I don't know.
But listen, David, like not everybody is meant to run a marathon.
Well, not only
people.
that, but not everybody's not everybody's meant to run, because you see some people running.
They can't run.
Jack, there's a lot of
noise
on your phone.
Are you eating? Are you eating something?
No.
Okay, you've been maybe moving or something, or
what's new? What's new in Amsterdam? What's the date today? What, Daniel?
It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday 14.
What's the date?
It's the 14th.
And your girlfriend is coming over on the 16th?
Yeah, something like that.
What do you mean something like that? Do you not know or not know?
No, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Very casual.
She's
does
a free
she
spirit.
wants,
What?
She's a free spirit.
She's one of these new independent women that you hear about. You know?
Hey, but free spirit, if you got an appointment for a dentist, hi, free spirit dentist, show up whenever you want.
Yeah, but like, Jack is not a dentist.
He is a dentist. He's a romantic dentist.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, just because I know, because he's moved.
surgical.
He's moved out of the place that he was with because there was loads of other people there, and now he's living on a place on his own.
And he loves it.
Yes, but I don't want my son to be lonely.
He's not lonely. He's seeing a lot of people. He has a place where he can chill out and stop yapping.
How much does a gym cost? Gym membership in Amsterdam?
David, just back off. I'm sure there's like gym.
What is it?
Huh?
Huh?
I love when people
it
say,
depends.
huh?
I mean, gym
It's so
memberships range from, you know, I mean, I know like FlyFit's like €30 or something, but then you could go somewhere that's, you know, gym memberships can go to like 200 or something, but it's like, I think 60 is probably 50, 60 a month is probably.
And can you go there every day if you wanted to?
Yeah.
I'd love to go to a Dutch gym. Hi. Hello, David. My name's Kleine Flankling. Hey, freaking Flanky. Hey, let's go to the disco and listen to top 5 musics.
Let's have a split before
we need to go and visit. Maybe me, you, and Daniel need to go and visit Jack in Amsterdam, Hannah.
Okay.
When can we go?
I don't know.
What do you mean I don't know?
I don't know. Whenever it's free time.
When you're free? When are you free?
I'm not sure. Some weekend.
You're not sure when you're free?
No. Just David, back.
What the hell are you talking about? It makes no sense.
Whatever I say doesn't make sense to you. I just think you're refusing to understand English language.
Daniel, when are you free?
Right now?
Right. Yeah, but when are you free in the next few weeks? Are you free on a weekend, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, see, that was easy.
When are you free?
Weekend.
Okay. Weekend?
So you are free. God almighty. It's every time I talk to you, I feel like I'm a Russian Secret Service trying to interrogate somebody.
You are.
But it's just such a simple thing. It's like, you know. Anyway, okay. So we're going to visit, we're going to bring over clipboards, and we're going to inspect Jack's life. We're going to stand on the sidelines and just watch Jack, you know, his daily routine. And we're going to follow him and accompany him. And we're going to go to his college, and all his college mates will be looking. Is that your mom and dad? Fuck off. Fuck off, okay? No, we won't embarrass. No, we won't embarrass him. We'll just be in the background.
Yeah, you're going to pretend that you're a new student.
Hey, Jack, there's
student.
There's a really old couple following you. What is all that about? They're my mom and dad. They just want to see what my life is like.
They should say there's a really old man with some woman following you.
I would like to do that, just to follow Jack around to see what he's doing.
That'd be so funny. You just like staying far away, and every time I look over, you look away.
Yeah. Just to see Jack.
Pretend you're doing something else.
Jesus. So who was? I saw I saw my neighbour's little baby yesterday. They were away in Italy for a month. You know, they've just had this new baby. But boy, oh boy, the cuteness. Some babies are so cute. Jesus Christ. They just look like, you know those pictures where you see in the Antarctica and you just see a little baby seal. They're just a blob with two eyes.
They all look the same.
But that's the terrible thing. And you see a little blob with two eyes. The polar bear smells the fucking, and this baby seal is just ate up in 2 bites. But I guess
that's nature, David.
That's nature.
That's what happens.
Yeah. So
there's nothing wrong with it.
Huh?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's survival skills, and nature balances itself out. So some bear has to die, some seal has to be eaten. Develop resistance.
Yeah, well, you'll be reincarnated as a little baby seal.
Yeah, I
and
know.
You'll be there. Beep beep.
Are you gonna eat me?
So what was I saying? Why did I switch subjects there about? I can't remember.
You
I was talking about
doing that.
No, because I was going to say something. I can't remember. Basically, Jack used to. Well, I remember Jake. I visited Mary, and I visited Mary when she just had Jake. And forceps. There were forceps marks all over his head. Well, yeah, I was going to say, do you remember that?
Still there?
Do you remember that, Jake?
I don't remember. Maybe he does.
No, me, you, and Daniel visited.
Yeah, I actually did.
Yeah, we visited Mary in the hospital, and Jake was just born.
It was in Tala Hospital, was it?
And so it's something else. There's a violence to birth. Violence is the wrong word, but I mean they've had to forcefully grab the feckin' baby by forceps, and there was all these marks all over Jake's head.
They have to pull.
Oh, mamma mia!
He was still a very good-looking baby, I presume.
He was still a very. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Very good. There are some babies that are just cuteness, and there are other babies. I won't tell you whose baby it was, but he had a head on him like a fucking microwave oven. This weird looking. Do you ever see? Do you know Sherry Blair? You remember? Tony Blair's wife.
Yeah.
Do you ever see the fucking weird mouth on her?
Yes.
She has a smile, and I'm looking at her smile, and I'm thinking, what is wrong with that woman's face? And then most people don't seem to. They just accept it. But anyway, but when you do see a newborn baby, the only reaction is, oh my God, they're so cute. But some of them are big, weird-headed. Apparently, when I was born, I think I had a conical shaped head or something. I looked like an alien. Okay, thanks.
Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers? What?
I think, what was the movie that they had conical shape?
Oh, you were thinking of the Coneheads.
The Coneheads, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good film with
funny.
Dan Aykroyd. Yeah. That was when Saturday Night Live. There was a few eras in Saturday Night Live when it was really good. There are some people in Saturday Night Live. I'm 100% funnier than those fuck faces, and yet there they are. But that's life. It is unjust. Okay, Jack. So yeah. So how are things in Amsterdam? What's the food like?
Good. No, I don't really like the food over here, to be honest. I don't think it's great quality.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You
remember traditional Danish food was like, you remember they had those little bread, sort of, brown bread with, fucking shrimps on them.
Cheese.
Oh,
that's what they all have for lunch.
What's that, Daniel?
They
Jack?
have a lot of herrings.
There was a fellow beside me, and he cracked open this just today. Actually, it's just like this tin. I was just like sitting at the table, I was smelling it, and it's just pungent smell. And I'm thinking, who the fuck farted like that? Like it's really bad. And I look over, it's like the most Dutch kid you'd ever see, and he's cracking open this tin of sardines and putting it on his bread.
It's probably
very healthy.
Very healthy. Hey, do you notice how tall Dutch people are?
Oh yeah.
Are they really? They quite taller than the average Irish person?
Jack is
very tall. Especially if you go to the gym.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Oh,
Like,
oh, yeah?
we're fucking huge, like, you know.
And are the girls very attractive? Daniel, Jack's afraid to say because he has a girlfriend. It's crazy, isn't it? You know, when it's almost like, you know, when you get into a relationship with another woman, it's like joining a church, and you can't really say, no, I think Buddhism is great. How dare you? Well, I don't need to. I'm throwing my son under the bus. Dutch women are very attractive, Hannah.
Thank you for telling me. I didn't know.
What's a good Dutch woman's name?
Helga.
Femke.
Or
Brigida?
Fanny.
oh yeah, like
Femke.
there's one Ilse.
Elke maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
I can't wait to go and visit Jack in Amsterdam. Would you like to come, Daniel?
Yeah, sure.
There you go. Oh yeah, I know why he wants to go. Daniel, where are you? I think you know. I'm in a cafe.
I think you know.
I actually think the cafes are good because you go, you smoke in a safe environment. You know, are you smoking? You know how much.
Right.
You know where is it from? What
Well, that's what our
and
mate
that's
Alex
it.
Mihalowski, who was my best mate when I lived in Denmark, and he was a puppeteer, literally a street performer who was a puppeteer with it. Anyway,
And he still is.
yeah, great guy. And he was really good. You remember he'd always bring over food. He was such a just a lovely bloke. But he smoked I think grass. But he had a really good approach to it. He'd only smoke. He wouldn't gorge himself on marijuana. He just, just got a bit stoned or regulated it. What's the word? Where you
microdosing, is it?
Microdosing, or you would call moderation. You know, most people. I don't know because I don't smoke grass anymore. But you see people that get fucking baked. But he was able to moderate and just enjoy it. Not too much, not too little. Do you know what I mean, Hannah? I just thought it was a very cool. I'd love to be that way.
And
I'd love to be able to
the
just
same with wine.
like take a little
food.
of grass and just get to a nice level of not giving a fuckness or whatever. Yes. I hope marijuana is made legal for the reason you're saying. Because people know what they're fucking getting.
Yeah.
Because Daniel used to smoke that really strong, hyper fucking, what do they call it?
Skunk. But
Yeah, but skunk, it's called hallucinogenic or
but, it's different.
psychotropic, where it's like really trippy, right, Daniel?
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Like, how stoned did it get you, some of that stuff?
Yeah, you get paranoid. You get a
Were you
panic
just
attack.
off
You
your
get a
fucking
psychosis.
tits, was it?
Moon, going to the moon, yeah.
Howling to the moon. I mean, it's crazy.
You're just like so stoned, man.
It's not just you so stoned. There's, for the first time I read that people are actually addicted to marijuana.
Marijuana.
Because it's genetically modified. Actually, it was genetically modified in 1993 when Daniel was born. There was two
I know
Jews.
Jack smoked so much when he came back on Christmas. He had an extra arm.
It's like coming from his chest, or like.
Jack didn't find that funny at all.
No, he disconnected.
Wait, what?
Well, are they Mbappe? Oh yeah, we want to make that a meme because Jack. There's this guy called Ali McCoist, is it?
What was he?
Ali McCoist is a football pundit. He used to be a football player. Is that correct, Jack?
Yeah, Rangers.
He used to. So there's this football pundit called Ali McCoist, and all these football pundits, they have one or two players that they're totally obsessed by. Same over the United States with American football players. But this guy, Ali McCoist, is obsessed with Mbappe. But Ali McCoist is from Scotland. And Mbappe, I don't know where that name is from, but he says
African country?
He says it with a Scottish accent. Mbappe! And it's just such a catchy fucking name. Mbappe! So anytime I call up Jack, I find it difficult not to say, all right,
Mbappe.
All right, Mbappe. Very good, Hannah. Do it.
All right, Mbappe. I've just seen Kevin Bridges.
Oh yeah, Kevin Bridges.
It was amazing because he did the bit about why Irish people and Scottish people cannot give a fuck about climate changing, and they can't be bothered by want to degree of climate, you know, of temperature rising.
Yeah, because our weather is so schizophrenic anyway.
Yeah, and you know, and you know, you have to listen to it. It's really funny.
Well,
his delivery, and then you just say like, "What? 2 degrees?"
Yeah, right. But Kevin Bridges is such a sort of out of place, out of time type of comedian. He's brilliant, but he's sort of timeless. Kind of, he's only a young. Well, I don't know how old he is now, but he's definitely very young. Everyone's very young. But he's just got a way about him, and his expressions and how he delivers. He's got a great delivery. Great comedian.
Got good face
as
well.
Yeah,
good face.
He looks like, it's kind of like is he an old woman? Is he a young man? I don't know what to think of. But anyway, he's a fantastic comedian.
Yeah, it was very, very funny.
Yeah, very, very funny. Fuck off.
Yeah, it was like really, you know, because he just made an observation about the climate change and Scottish and all this Samis, G7, and them all just staring at those people.
Okay, I can't wait to go to Amsterdam.
Greta.
When are we going to Amsterdam, Hannah? You lose your mind. You're so silly.
Yes. I mean, you made me.
No. It's because you have it's the shadow of a boyfriend in the background makes you difficult to openly express that you have another life. I mean, to have a successful relationship, you can't just focus it all on one thing. You have to be like a pyramid. You have to have your family, your friends.
Yes, and Jack would tell you, you know, his girlfriend, she's a free spirit. He never knows when she comes in. So she makes him, you know, on his toes.
No, but he shouldn't be on his toes. If you're going out with a free spirit, the last thing you can do is you have to also free spirit the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
And see how they fucking like it. So,
but
you know,
Jack is a free spirit as well.
Yeah. I know. I remember when I went out with Fiona, Jesus Christ, I wasn't a free. I couldn't handle anything. She just looked slightly to the left. What does that mean? Why is she looking at... Shut the fuck up, mate. You're out of your mind. You're in a codependent relationship. That's the other thing. Have you been in love, Daniel?
Yes.
How many times?
I don't know. I don't want to say.
It's funny, you know. I was at a cafe there the other day, and you know, I see a couple, you know, doing that thing. Look, you know, where they're in, and it's just, I don't know. At my age, just the idea of some you're just staring at somebody's eyes, they're looking at your eyes. It's just like, would you get the fuck? I'm trying to
get out of my pocket.
Get out of my face. But it's
Stop
real.
reading
No,
my
but it's a real young kind of look. I can see your eyes looking at my eyes, looking at your eyes, and yeah, it's so fulfilling. And we have a deepness, and it's so deep, and it's depth, and it's the depth of the deep of the depth. It's like, oh, piss off! You're just fucking fooling yourself, you mad fuckface. I mean, but although I have been that soldier, I've probably looked into you. I remember probably when I was young, looking into your eyes and thinking, what's going on? Is there anything going on?
No, it's vastness.
Anyway,
nothingness.
But that's the beauty of youth.
Yeah, it's very.
How long have
you in Netherlands? I don't think they're as like romantic. You know what I mean? They're much more just like
practical.
You know, on a first date, a guy won't pay. You know, he'll just say,
"Oh, they all go Dutch."
Oh, they all go Dutch, Hannah. Yeah, very good.
They all go Dutch.
You know the expression "they go Dutch," Jack.
Yeah, I don't really know what it means, though.
It means that people pay for their bit and you pay for yours.
Oh, right.
Oh,
so,
no, go half or whatever.
Like that,
doing the...
I just said that.
No, you just said, I might eat less than you. When we go to a restaurant, I eat for like €10, you eat for 40.
Hey, have you heard of a good one? You know the way they call mansplaining? Have you heard of manterrupting? I love that expression. Have you heard it?
No.
Yeah, no. Well, a friend of mine just made it up and I'm using it now. But it's so good. Manterrupting.
I mean, you interrupt because you think of
yeah, because but I think it's almost better. It's as good as mansplaining because definitely it is a feature that I have. But I will interrupt. But manterrupting, yeah. Go on, you say something. Talk about... Yeah.
I would like to finish about why...
Anyway, I just really want to get across my point because I'm a man and I've got more important things to say. Manterrupting, yeah. I like that.
But I'm telling you, there's more and more women who can actually be so clever and not let you do it. and they sat on the ball.
Oh,
and
well,
they're
look.
very sharp.
Well,
and
well, listen.
you
I
know.
think. I think. Yeah, there's definitely a thing that, but not all people, not all men would be mansplaining. They'd just be trying
Obviously
to get
not.
something across. You know.
Repeating after woman.
Are all mansplainers men, and do all men mansplain?
Do you remember, like, about misogynist? You know, remember when Daniel went on that? You know, he there was the last year in Conlets, and then he went on the pitch, like what you call it, in his little.
He streaked.
He streaked, and for years, when you Google Conlets, there was Daniel's picture on that pitch, and it's really sorry. I'm really sorry I didn't save it. Because he had those little, you still probably have it, those little like tiny golden
banana hammocks.
banana hammocks. But listen, so
Do you have that fucking? Do you have that fucking picture, Daniel?
No, I don't think so. No.
I think it's on your Facebook.
No,
Maybe. I don't know.
maybe, but so the principal calls me, and then he tells me that Daniel, you know, streaked on the pitch, and he's shocked, and that he's gonna suspend him, and I'm just like, surely it's not such a bad thing, you know, to suspend someone just before what you call exams and everything. And then he goes like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Is the father around?
Yeah.
So like he wouldn't accept.
Good man.
any
He's a good man.
opinion, my opinion.
Yeah, I know,
And he put down the phone on me.
Well, what a great mom you are, though. I love that you were so supportive of your son.
Yeah, but like he just streaked on the pitch. I mean, what's the problem?
It's funny. I was thinking about that. I was in Clongowes, right, and this kid punched me in the face, right, and I think, oh no, he made my tooth anyway.
Black, yeah.
And then my dad met the father of the kid that did it, and I think that man said, "Well, look, we can pay for his dental bill or something like that." And he said, not at all. This is my dad." He said, "Oh, she probably deserved it."
So, you know, and
No, let me tell the fucking story.
Sorry.
And my dad said, "No, not at all. Sure." Referring to me, he probably deserved it. And I was there, and I'm going like, "Huh? Did I? What?" I'm just saying that it's nice to support.
Yeah.
I expect more of a reaction from what I just told you.
Yeah, no, amazing. Yeah, because my loyalty is with my kids.
No, what do you think about what my dad said about?
Yeah, no, it was shocking. And then, you know, like I paid for it, you know, like, and until now, you remember like so many times.
If somebody's son hit my Daniel, I wouldn't say, yeah, well, he probably deserved.
No,
maybe would I though? Maybe
no, would. I
maybe
wouldn't.
25 years ago I would have. But no, but you're a good mother, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean,
and also you're come from Poland and you're not as freaked out by nudity as fucking Irish people are.
Oh,
He has a penis. Put it away. Call the Gardaí.
He didn't have a penis out, David. I'm
we're here
sorry.
at the Gardaí. Could you put the penis away? Stand away from the penis. Stop saying penis. There are children around.
He didn't have a penis out. He said he had his round apple cheeks out because it was like a G-string, wasn't it? And on that photo you could actually see it.
Yeah.
So,
you
but
see
he
his
was
ass
young.
cheeks. Yeah.
He was young,
Yeah.
18. Hopefully they were, you know, good, well exercised.
Wait, did you get a big
cheeks.
roar from the crowd?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Fucking St. Conlets. They should
I
have been.
think it was amazing. Actually.
Yeah, so Hannah was delighted. I can't talk to this East European woman. You have no morals whatsoever. Put me on to a Catholic man.
Yeah. So and then he put down the phone, and then he called you. I think for the first time over 5 years, he never called you.
God forgive me, I was so stupid about school. I was so against school. Stupid. Jackie, go on. How long have we been broadcasting, Daniel?
An hour and 1 minute.
Feels longer.
We're going to have to edit this fucking podcast heavily anyway.
Yeah, because, you know, like, you're torturing me. I'm talking rubbish.
Oh, yeah, have you got some advice for Jake in terms of sound effects, Jackie?
No, I think he's doing great. You know, you just follow your instincts. Follow your instincts. That's all you can do.
Use the force, Jake.
That was very inspiring.
Yeah, smoke some weed. I think.
Jesus Christ.
Jack. We don't need.
It
was a joke.
Instant karma.
He's gone. Shall I?
No. We'll leave it. He'll probably ring back anyway. He'll probably ring back.
But then I have to just. So he has to ring back. Shall I? Okay. Shall I finish about those wooden houses?
Oh yes, yeah. So okay.
Cost and availability. Oh,
Yeah.
that's Jack again.
So we'll call him back. Call him.
Jack?
Yeah, we'll call you back, Jack.
Alright. Sorry, talk to you later.
All right. Mbappe.
Mbappe.
So we're finding out the reason why people build wooden structures in places that are prone to wildfires.
Yeah, cost and availability. So that was the first. Then the second, as I said, earthquake resistance. So flexibility. Wood is naturally more flexible than brick or concrete, making it better able to withstand the shaking of earthquakes. This is crucial in California, which lies on this
San Andreas fault line.
Seismically active Pacific Ring of Fire. And lighter weight. Wood structures are lighter, reducing the forces they experience during the earthquake. And then in speed and ease of construction, historical and cultural factors, building traditions, architectural style.
Some people who have these houses and they have sprinkler systems on the fucking roofs, and
because the roofs are usually fireproof and sides. So
they have sprinkler systems around the house, and they have an amount of water that can keep everything wet for, let's say, 7 hours or 8 hours or something. And then when the fires get really bad, they fuck off. But that seems to have saved some houses. But I don't know when it gets...
But you know what is the scandal? The governor from California, he did not replace the water in a lot of hydrants. So
Gavin Newsom.
Gavin Newsom. So
Nuisance.
So he's a nuisance. So he cut down the budget for maintaining those hydrants and directed the money in a different area. Apparently migration, but
Well,
so the hydrants were empty. There was no water in them.
So, but you would So let's say we have to build with wooden houses. We have to build with things, and then I would assume that you would have some sort of weather modeling and seeing where winds are coming from. Is there a way to have fucking firewalls come up, or is there a way to every house has to be installed with a sprinkler system that has to have an emergency amount of water to protect it during the height?
But apparently they always have emergency exit in California. There was a guy who lives there. He said because we have so many earthquakes, and then there's fire. They have a system. And he says, "I've got a passport. I've got my watch, a phone. I know what if I'm told that I have to evacuate, I take this and I go. So,
and I suppose also when you think about earthquake-proof buildings. Well, we went to that building in Tokyo, the Sunshine Building in Ikebukuro, and I was in it actually during an earthquake, and you can feel it moving that way. So
how many levels it has?
How high is it? How many stories? I don't know, but it was very tall.
It's amazing. It was so high.
I lived in Ikebukuro for 1.5 years in Tokyo when I was 24.
You never stop talking about it.
Thank you. But I assume to put in earthquake prevention stuff into solid houses that aren't made of wood, it would be so financially preventative.
So they have to match,
prohibitive,
balance.
Prohibitive financially. I'm trying to sound
fire.
But what? They have to.
So they have to balance. There's earthquake, there's fire. So
but if you're building mansions that are $25 million apparently, because maybe
they're very rich, those people. They can rebuild it again and again.
But why wouldn't
maybe they have insurance. I don't know. So
yeah,
I'm not sure.
But I think we just don't. We have no idea on what a vast scale this destruction was. I think that's why people are so blown away and shocked by it. That's such a modern state. Like, you know, the way the Dutch, for instance.
The modern state? Yeah.
It's a modern state. Like, you know, the way the Dutch, for instance, they have all these incredible technical engineering feats where they keep they keep the land above water, it doesn't flood. They have all these things built into place and so on. You would think that in a place where it's prone to wildfires that they would have all these infrastructure in place to protect it. But maybe
or in Holland, the water does not come up like, you know, every year. It doesn't come up higher. They dry the land and they keep it dry.
Yeah.
So it's a bit different.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Go on. What were you going to say?
No, what I was going to say that, you know, the fire started now, and in California there's going to be World Soccer. What's going to be 2026 World Cup?
Or the Olympics? No,
World Cup 2026, and then 2027 there's going to be some other event, and 2028 another one.
Yeah.
So they just want to reconstruct LA and prepare it for thousands and thousands of people coming in. So they want to just like clear the land, make it cheaper, available to rebuild. They're already talking about building a new city which is prepared for
the possibility of wildfires.
No, for Olympics, for 2028.
What's that got to do with preventing wildfires and burning houses?
They're not talking about preventing wildfires. They're talking about building a new city which
is
ready, and they want to burn everything to make the land
this is
cheaper.
A conspiracy theory. Oh, so
make
that's
the land cheaper.
Okay, well, look, I think they need an Elon Musk to have a sort of general engineering, you know, dispassionate overview of Los Angeles. Okay, so here's my suggestion: tar macadam everywhere.
Oh, David, please keep it to yourself, okay?
So there's no brush fires.
Stop it, David.
Fucking concrete the whole area. So it's just concrete.
Yeah.
You know, because I think nature is overrated a lot of time. You know the way you go into a city, you don't see hills and woodland and whatever. Just get rid of all the woodland. So therefore, there's no woodland, right? How come there's no brush fires? No brush. How come there's no trees? It's all.
How come we have no oxygen anymore? Trees are gone.
Yeah, but at least we'd have no fires.
Yeah, but
so you know, and you can buy oxygen from China.
But there's no wood anywhere in the world.
But they get rid of every wood all over
in California, or all over the world.
No, just in those problem areas.
Okay, well, you're so clever, David.
And then have giant wind machines, and then when the Santa Ana winds blow, just blow them back. Oh God. Okay.
You know that Bill Gates, he's obsessed with blocking out the sun. So he's thinking about, and he actually sponsors, you know, like research and, you know, companies.
You sound like you're boring yourself as you're saying this.
Okay.
No, but go on. Continue saying it. No, because when you were saying it, you were just... what was the point?
Trying to,
okay, go on.
Because I haven't finished reading about this and how he's going to do it.
So he wants to get rid of the sun?
He wants to block the sun.
From who?
From the earth.
Oh, you mean he wants to get power from the sun?
No, he wants to block the sun so that would modify the weather. You know, because he's obsessed with saving planet Earth. So the way, you know, so he blocks the sun, he minimizes the sun influence, and that, you know, how that, you know, and he's going to do it by creating the layer by spraying some sort of chemicals.
It's funny though that these guys, when
stuff, because the army already influenced, you know, the cloud formation, the weather.
It's funny though, isn't it, when people get so rich they become so megalomaniacal and they think they can just buy the world. You know, I think what's the rapper who was married to Kim Kardashian? What's his name?
Kanye West.
Kanye West. I think he was quite wealthy, and he was thinking, I think he said on
think
Joe
Kanye
Rogan.
West, I like him. I don't like Bill Gates.
Okay, he was talking about buying the world, but it's funny
Well, like,
to go back.
Listen, he wasn't serious.
I know.
He didn't want to buy the word, but Bill Gates, he wants to say.
Okay,
the
but
word.
what I'm saying is that basically Trump, because he was in real estate, thinks he can buy Greenland. He just
Maybe he will.
I think let's buy Greenland. It would save his geopolitical position and it's protecting its defense of the world and all that. And but maybe that's it. But then he should buy Ireland. I mean, I think Ireland should sell itself to the United States.
Ireland is almost
Would you,
sold
if
to-
the United States wants to make an offer, and would you sign up for being part of the United States, Daniel?
Like, would I get U.S. citizenship?
Yes, of course, because you'd be the 53rd state.
Okay, then yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Me
Hannah?
too.
Jake? Fuck that.
Fuck that, right?
Okay, Jake wants part of Ireland. He wants to remain in
listen,
Ireland. He wants to be.
yeah.
I want to be part of the United States. United States.
Chuck your law.
Oh God, United States. Come here. You're welcome. We'll put up no fight. How much am I? Well, I don't really own anything. That's the only problem. I've got nothing to sell. I actually don't own anything. Well, yeah. Well, no, you'd have, because I'm a citizen. You'd have to give me some money, okay? United States. But it'd be great. There'd be a big influx of Americans. They could,
So listen, you go to Greenland and you ask the people, and they might say, yeah.
That'd be great, and we could be, we could all go over to Greenland, and we'd all be part of this thing.
Yeah,
or we wouldn't be part of Europe anymore.
But do you think?
Why don't they just take over Europe?
But listen, do you
The
think
French would be very against it.
Look,
Le Big Mac.
Yeah, I just wonder: is Greenland really happy that they are part of Denmark? What's the situation?
They're not part of that. They're an autonomous, independent country.
Yeah, but like,
I think.
Is Denmark taking advantage of Greenland? I don't know.
Denmark, they're a very cool country. They wouldn't be fucking exploiting.
I mean, what?
Huh? Okay, folks, you've heard it here first. Ireland, Greenland, we're going to become part of the States, and we're going to, you know what I mean? And we're going to be more prepared next week, Hannah.
Yeah.
Daniel, Jake. Yes, and also we have a really good. We have this guy called 5K with Chris. Have you ever seen his Instagram?
Yeah.
So he's going to be here next Monday. He's going to be here. Sorry, 5K with Chris is going to be on the podcast. So we're going to actually have a guest because I met him on the street. Okay.
Finally, we can talk about something with
Hannah,
sense
thank
and
you very
reason.
Much. Young Jake, young Daniel.
Are we doing the Patreon, Anthony?
I don't know.
Are you promoting your show in Olympia?
Sold out.
Oh, sold out. Any other show you haven't sold tickets?
Yeah, it's on my davidmcsavage.com. I don't know.
I don't know. Are you brilliant? Do you make people laugh? Just say yes. Come have a laugh. I'm trying to promote you.